I'd been hurt if when Danny comes, we'll get him, we'll get his steel.
Yeah.
I do tracks in studio sometimes, stuff, you know, when people want to steal tracks or whatever harmonics or whatever instrument it might be.
I got. No, I had it. I give it to her. I give it my shot at her. The deal you and Jerry done out there got dog, you know, on the
Oh, the cable.
yeah, the cable in. I'm so serious.
You don't want that?
He didn't run.
You know what's bad,
Where's Bo Andrew?
There's Boggsy. I don't know where Danny's at. He's
But he still goes on for narcotic rates.
Wow.
Knocked in the door and all that. Hey, do you remember him ever setting up a little old bitty piano about like that on the side end? He sitting over there once in a while hitting it with 2 or 3 fingers.
Yeah.
The other here now.
Really? No. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's.
Don't you, you and I,
so inventive, you know, and the TC90
that I ever done.
and this is where when I record, I use this down there and record. Press vocals and get out in the computer range.
I come down there,
Digital stuff.
go down.
And when I'm mastering,
Joe still calls me.
I don't even use the board.
And
I use the equipment to do all the EQs. Two-track, half-track,
Go Bobby.
what you do is when you talk to this equipment, you can set how much of the CD you want, RDS, big envelope, how much. And it's got, set like a compressor, it's got so many windows of compression. And then you put the compression on the thing. It's there. Oh, that's a tight to that, and it expands it. So we get that CD will go back down before you get off one.
What happened?
What format do you like to work with? I mean, say guys like us, breaks down to
Slowly my head just honey, you know I love you truly. Oh, Julie. Oh, Julie, what's this hold you got on me? On my mind, you're in
Getting old, I guess.
Yeah, I think you get on camera. Good, Jimmy. That's it.
This old smoke-filled bar is something I'm not used to. I gave up my home to see you satisfied. I just called to let you know I'd be living. It's not much, I feel welcome here inside. I got swinging door, jukebox, and a bar stool. My new home has flashing neon sign. Stop by and see me anytime you want to. of that chick. Linda Lou, Linda Lou, Linda Lou, tell me, what are you gonna do? Had a real bad dream last night, babe. Said we were through. Now if you ever leave, you gonna break my poor heart in two. Linda Lou. Now if you ever leave, you gonna break my poor heart in two. Thank you.
Rough and rock traveling, I'm finally standing up right on ground. Making seldom readings, I was finding mine still barely sound. Nashville was the roughest, but Lord, I know I was at the same about them all. Received our education, cities of our nation made them all. Almost busted and Laredo, some reasons why I'd rather not disclose. Staying at a motel, don't leave nothing in your clothes. At the airport in Milwaukee, they refuse to let us board the plane at all. Think the eagle missed us. Guess Buffalo ain't here. Me and Paul play with them. gone. All I can hear myself saying, I still can't believe that you're gone. Mr. Jimmy Boggs is electrified guitar. I still can't believe that you leave me. So what did I do that was so wrong? There's just too many unanswered questions. Strong. All I can hear myself saying is I still can't believe that you're gone. No, I still
chance to do it all over again. Lord, I...
Cool. That works good. Works good. I'm going to play all these instruments by myself.
Oh, what am I, Jerry? Oh, Jerry. Well, that sounds good. Is that it?
Hey, is everybody having a good time? Yeah! Well, me and Ike are having a good time. I wanted to thank everybody for coming out today. I mean, honestly, this is the neatest thing in the world. We got some of the best pickers that I guess I knew of for a lot of years. And all of you guitar players at least, have worked with old Harold Sisk at some time in his life. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about me and Harold because I think I was probably in the very first band. Harold came from Wellington, Texas, and he somehow migrated to Wichita Falls and rented an apartment from my aunt with a guy named Jerry Dunn, I believe was his name, I don't remember his last name. But anyhow, my aunt told me, he says, I got some musicians in the apartment, and they need a guitar player. And I was just learning how to play guitar, so I went over there and played Walk, Don't Run, and did it pretty good. And before I knew it, Harold and I were playing at the more expensive places in Wichita Falls. Hideaway Bar, Willard's, well, it wasn't really Willard's back then, but we were playing for, if I remember correctly, we'd make anywhere from $2 to $3 a night and all the beer we could drink. And that's the truth. Well, at any rate, we played for a long time, and then Sam Gibbs, a local agent here, is a good friend of my dad's, and Kenny had been playing in Strong, Texas every Saturday night. You remember that? Andy's Dancing Dime. And Kenny moved on to greener pasture, so he needed a band for that area, so Harold and I threw one together. We went down there and played it every Saturday night for about a year, didn't we? Something like that. And then Harold got drafted. Gosh and I went on to play with Jimmy D and the Diversions, Ronnie Shoemaker and the Kingsmen, Joey B and the Chevelles. Harold finally came back. And when he came back, we put a band together, and we decided that we were going to go on the road. And, you know, when you play locally and you play around here, everybody tells you how good you are, you know. Oh, you guys are great, you know, that sort of a thing. And we felt like we were ready for it, so we went out on the road. Ike was with us. Jerry D. Bowen was with us. And after about a month or two, we realized that we weren't very good. Not compared to what road bands were out there at that particular time. It was real, real competitive. And at that time, you either had country groups or you had rock and roll groups. You really didn't have a band that could do it all. What I mean, sound country when they were playing country, or sound rock when they were playing rock. And we all started working real hard, and by about, well, it was probably 6 months, we started sounding a little bit better. And then after about 9 months, we played the Nugget in Carson City, Nevada. We broke every attendance record there. That was with Ike, Harold, me, and Jerry D. And 2 go-go girls, didn't we? Okay, well then a little bit later on, Ike and Jerry D got off the road, and Harold and I picked up Jimmy Ernest from Merced, California. And what was Ron's last name? You remember? Real fine drummer named Ron from Gillette, Wyoming, wasn't it? I think he was from Sheridan, actually. And we really started building a heck of a band. What I mean by that, with working for Sam Gibbs, we not only played country and sounded country, we played rock and roll and we sounded rock and roll. Then as we started building up our careers in the Nevada area out there, playing the Nevada circuit, we realized we needed some other things. Now, the reason why I'm bringing all this up to you, sometimes you can work with a guy and you really don't realize how talented he is. Now, what I mean by that is, Harold was always a country western singer, but I got him to do rock and roll. And then we started doing Broadway production numbers. Things like What Now My Love, Born Free, some of the real big songs of that era. We not only had 3-part harmony, we had 4-part harmony a lot of times. And we got, in my opinion, quite good. A lot of the places that we played at would really brag on us. And I would have liked to have thought it was my guitar playing, but it wasn't, it was Harold. I was sort of the leader of the band, but he was always the star, and he was always real good. Then as we got further into it, we got into comedy routines, floor shows. At one time, we had 7 different floor shows that we could put on at a club, in addition to Broadway production numbers, country western music, and rock and roll. I was trying to think last night
of all the compliments we got. Now, this was back in the area of about the mid-60s. In the mid-60s on the road, well, there was a lot of fabulous pickers out there. I'm talking people that you'd watch them work and then you'd sit back and say, my God, what in the world am I doing here? I mean, they were just that good. But at any rate, we pretty well held our own. And Harold got better and better at the comedy routines. I was the straight man, more or less, and he was kind of the comedy factor of the thing. And I was trying to think last night of all the compliments that we had received. At one time, Sam Gibbs told me we were the #1 band in his agency as far as bookings go. We were booked a year and a half in advance. We played the Golden Nugget not only one time, but several times. I remember, let's see, trying to think of the very first important person that gave us a compliment. That would be Rose Maddox. Rose was playing at the Nugget, and if y'all don't know Rose Maddox, years ago she had, it was called the Maddox Brothers and Rose, years ago, and then she went on to do her own thing. But she told me at the Golden Nugget one night, she said, you know that guy you got singing? I said, yeah. She said, you know, he is fabulous. He's just absolutely fabulous. For those of y'all who didn't know Harold in the 60s, he would sing Ray Price music, Jim Reeves music, better than they did. He had one of the most beautiful voices I guess I've ever worked with. The next compliment, if I remember correctly, was from Nat Stuckey. If any of y'all didn't know Nat Stuckey, Nat wrote Waiting in Your Welfare Line and Papa Top Again for Jim Ed Brown and several people. And he said much the same thing. He said, boy, y'all got a good band, and that guy you got singing is just fabulous. The best compliment of all, though, was at the Golden Nugget. I think it was about our third time in. We were in there for 2 weeks, and we were playing the Graveyard Shift. And the headliner the first week was a guy called Johnny Western. But then the next week was Waylon Jennings. Waylon came in about 3 days early, caught our show, sent a note up to Harold that said, you are the best singer I have ever heard. Now that's a compliment in my opinion. Let's give him a big hand. What do you say? I had a little talent. I mean, I could play the guitar, and I could do some things that some other guitar players couldn't do. I always liked to play chords, sense of taste. But I was real lucky. I got to work with Harold Sisk. And on the road, we had the type of band that we didn't even have to worry about where we were going. We not only knew we were going to be a hit, we knew we'd have them falling in the aisles, laughing with the comedy routines, and we knew that no matter where we played, they were going to request us back. Pretty soon we got into a situation where we were only playing the very top jobs that Sam Gibbs had to offer. Then a little bit after that, I got off the road, and I kind of turned everything over to Harold. Harold went on to play on a USO tour. Where did you play, Harold? You played South Vietnam, Philippines, Hawaii, Cambodia. Now, when I got off the road, Harold picked up this cute little guitar player named Larry Raines. And Larry was learning the business, so my last 2 weeks on the road, of course Larry went with us, and he just kind of sat back and watched everything that was going on, tried to see if he could pick it out. But I knew Larry was going to be good because one of the songs we did was a real difficult song for a lot of musicians. It was called The Shadow of Your Smile. The song had so many chords in it, it was unbelievable. And I knew all of them, except one. Guess who showed me the one chord? Larry Raines. That boy knew it right away. Oh, I know what goes there, let me show you. Boom, there it was. But at any rate, after Harold was gone on this USO tour, he came back, and he and I played together probably two or three more times in our careers or whatever like that. The best story I could tell on Harold, boy, there's a lot of them, But I remember we were going down the road somewhere. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. And what we did, we would use a station wagon and pull a trailer. We laid the back seat down. 2 of us would drive and 2 of us would sleep. Well, Harold was driving and I was kind of co-pilot. And I was looking out the window and it seemed like we were going faster and faster and faster. And I looked over at the speedometer and it was sitting on about 85. And I asked Harold, I said, "Hey Harold, are we going a little fast?" You know what he said? He was sound asleep driving. And I mean driving 85 miles an hour like there wasn't anything else to it. Okay, now that's the first part of Harold's life. Larry Raines. Come on up here and I'm gonna let you talk about Harold a little bit, okay?
Yeah, that's true. That boy can sleep standing up, couldn't he? I'll tell you what.
Yeah, old Jerry's got that right. I was probably the downfall of Harold's Sis group. Ain't no doubt about it, because I couldn't sing harmony. Didn't sing much at all in them days, for sure. But I picked up the guitar, and I learned everything I could off that guy right there. And boy, he picked some stuff in them days. They had a real great group in them days, but I did my best, and I hung in there with Harold a couple of years before I got drafted. When I was on the road with them, I hope we ain't got any real young kids out here, but because some of these things are a little off color. But I went on the road with Harold, and we had a drummer from Denver, Gary Howell, and Dale Wilkes on bass. He was a 17-year-old kid from Chickasha, Oklahoma, and they was always playing practical jokes. One of the first places we played was the Park Hotel up in Missoula, Montana, I believe. And they come to the door one morning. They had the paper like this, and old Dale Wilkes said, "Have you seen the today's news?" And I said, "No, I haven't." He said, "Well, take a look at this, man." And I took that paper and I opened it up, and in that paper there was a turd about that long. I ain't lying. I don't know how they got it all out in one piece. And I said, "God, man, you guys are crazy." And they, and they took on off. And about a week later, old Harold was across the hall, and he was tearing his room up. He says, "God, man, something stinks in here." And they said, "Well, Harold, won't you look under the bed?" And he says, my God, he knew before he even looked under there that there was something really bad. And guess what was under that bed? A week later, that same turd that was about that long was under his bed. And then one time they said, "Well, just before Harold gets ready to go to work, let's mess up his bathtub." And I said, "Okay." I was with them because we was all playing practical jokes, and we took a bunch of sardines and oysters and a bunch of stinking fish stuff and just put it all in the bathtub in there, man. And Harold, he was fixing to go in there and get in the shower and get ready, and all that stuff was in there. Well, we got a real big kick out of that, but next thing we knew, we went to leave one day to go to work, and we grabbed the doorknob and had a handful of shoe polish, black shoe polish all over my hand, because Harold had put black shoe polish all around the doorknob, just to scare all of us to death and let us know that he could get back at us. We played the Nugget, and Harold out there, he could float on his back, and they didn't have to move nothing, man. He just sit there and, smoke cigarettes and, on his back, just float. And me and old Dale, I was only about 19. Dale was 17. I weighed about 135 pounds, wet, soaking wet. And we'd jump off the side of the pool and try to land on Harold's belly to make him sink. And he'd catch us in midair with one hand, and he'd just throw us back like that. "Oh, catch that one." We'd try to bombard him. We had a lot of good times out there with Harold. It was a lot of fun in those days, and Harold was a real good singer, no doubt about it. And I'm sure he still is if he'll get up and sing a few tunes for you, because that boy was something else. He wanted to go do a session one time. I think we went to Tyler, Robin Hood Sound in Tyler, and he asked for some songs. I wrote one song in my whole life when I was with Matt McCrae, me and old Clay Glover. Clay Glover used to be one of them guys that's always writing songs about bombs. I think he wanted to be back and write the Star Spangled Banner or something, but he's always writing crazy stuff about bombs blowing up and stuff like that. And he told me, he says, "If you ever get an idea, write it down and then write a song about it later." Well, I remember one night I was outside and I was thinking, that old
deal, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I said, you know, maybe I ought to write a song about that. He said, well, write it down. So I did. I wrote it down, and I proceeded and wrote a song about it. When Harold had asked me if anybody had any songs, I said, well, I've got this one song that I wrote, Harold, and I played it for him. And he liked it. He liked the song, and so he recorded it at Tyler. Actually, the song turned out to be Bring Her Back to Me, was the name of it. And Harold recorded that song, and it turned out pretty good. I've still got that tape, Harold. I wished I'd have brought it. It was on an old reel-to-reel tape, and it's a pretty good song. He did a good job on it. I actually wrote it for Ray Price anyway, because it was a shuffle tune, you know. I said, Ray will do this. Ray never got it, but Harold did it. And it was a lot of fun. I don't know what else to say, except I sure enjoyed picking with Harold, and he taught me a lot in them days. He sure did. Who's next? Who's the next guitar player? Jerry Guy?
Oh, I gotta go, man.
I gotta hear this.
So do I.
So do you, huh?
Gotta get back up there too.
Oh, one other thing. I gotta tell you this too now. You know how he talked about, we rode in, just a minute, Jerry. I forgot I had to, this is funny, man. Tommy Finley is not here, but Finley was a drummer there with us for a while too. And when you're living in a car like that, it gets to be pretty gross at times. And people eat and they break wind, you know. And we had this idea that we would light these things so that they wouldn't stink, you know. And Tommy Finley started with it. He says, "Oh man, that's a bunch of bull. You can't do that." And we said, "Yeah, why certainly. You just, you know, light your lighter. When it comes out, and it'll burn. And it won't stink." Well, he got so, when we showed him and it actually happened, he got so thrilled about that he started lighting his all the time. And he had a real long one time that when he lit it, it caught his drawers on fire and he's back there going, trying to put it out. But that's the God's honest truth, too.
Thank you, Larry. And then I run across Dwayne Connett, Joe Brumley, which I guess is nowhere around, and Harold Sisk, and you are right. All these guys are talking. He was very smooth. Ray Price. I mean, man, this guy could mock. And so anyway, I was a young kid. This is 1970 or 71. And I met Harold because I got pictures that was dated back in 1972. So anyway, I was this young kid, because I'm 51, almost 52 years old. So we're looking at 29, almost 30 years. So when I got to work, there was a little debate about who's going to get this job with Ronnie's. Huh? I got it. Yeah. And so there was guys like Jerry Gorman, Jimmy Boggs, a couple other guys, and then, anyway, I got snuck into the job. I did it. I must have talked my way into it. Because I was one of these harebrained guitar players. I was looking for something out there. I hadn't yet found it. So I played guitar, and, you know, he never said nothing to me. He just let me play. And then, of course, my idols were Jerry Garvin. Jerry, what I call, played the adult chords. He was my idol. Then we had Boggs. Boggs has bent them strings all over the guitar neck. Well, I just plumb ass jealous the whole damn time. So I go up there and play, and I try to mock him, and God almighty, I stretch those strings to plumb out of tune. But Harold never said a word. He just kept on singing, standing there looking pretty. So one of the days I kept talking to him, Harold, play steel. I ain't never played steel before. I figured I need two instruments to try to keep this job, because one's going to get me fired. So he went down and he helped me. I got a question, Harold. Did I pay you for that steel, or do I still owe you for it? It don't matter. You know, I really can't remember, because if I owe you, I'll write you a check right now, because I can't remember if I paid for it or not. But we went and bought a little Fender 800, and now this is somebody who don't know how to play steel. I'm just barely getting into this guitar stuff. So Harold let me put it down there, had me a little super reverb behind me, and a Fender Leslie cabinet on the left-hand side. And so I'd take my fingers and I'd play the steel, and I hit some bad notes, you know, because I'm searching, I'm trying to find. But the moral of the story is, he never said a word. I guess I was with you, what, 2 years? Is that
Does it sound right? I don't remember, maybe longer. Yeah, a couple years. But by this man being patient and allowing me to search for something that I wanted to do, Harold, I thank you very much. And I thank you for the opportunity to be here. You're great, man. Huh? And this little old guitar playing fool right here, Jimmy Boggs. There was, let me say one more thing that I hear. Jimmy, there was two idols after Jerry Garvin. It was Roy Nichols and you, because the way y'all played the big strings. Thank you, dude. Come here, Jimmy. Jimmy Boggs, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. Because see, Jimmy has been in Wichita Falls since it started, and Jimmy has been in Wichita Falls since it's going to end.
Thank you. Well, I hate to follow that, but I was thinking back there, I don't really have any stories about Harold. Then I got thinking one time, I had this job. Harold was down the street making about $50. And I was making about 85. I'd go by and hear them, think, man, they sure sound good. I'd go back and get my money, and was glad to put it in my pocket. I thought, well, I'm the one that's got it. I'd go back by and hear them. Man, finally, I quit my job and went with Harold for less money. And that's about the only story I've got, but it says what we all think about your talent and what it's meant to us. Thank you.
Well, go ahead, Ike.
Ike, come on, get Ike.
First drummer we had on the road right here, Mr. Ike Sampson.
Well, all I'd like to say is that I enjoyed playing with Harold back in those years. And like Jerry said, we got out there and didn't know whether we were going to stay out there, so we'd practice in harmony in the car, going down the road. We'd get somewhere and we'd get the instruments off and start practicing until time to play. But we managed to stay out there. But everything worked out all right. But I enjoyed playing with Harold, and he's a good friend of mine. And I haven't seen him in about 30-something years. But I still feel the same way about him. And it's about what I got to say about him.
D-Wayne, come on.
D-Wayne.
It's rolling. I'm not gonna say that.
Well, I'm not a very good speaker when you put the microphone in my mouth. I just want to say thanks to Harold because he put up with me all those years, and I was a total mess back in them days. He used to bring me home and tell my wife, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the Wayne album. But he'd put up with me for another week after week after week. And I tried to be a good bass player for you, and I always liked you. Still do, kind of. And I guess that's all I got to say, because I can't tell the stories I remember. But I'm glad to see you again. Anybody else?
It can't be that bad, Wayne.
It can.
Get Jerry back up here. Jerry's got a good mouth.
Thanks. Did anybody else play with Harold? Okay, we can get back to playing music now. Maybe in a few minutes we can get over Harold up to sing a song. What do you think? Okay, Larry Raines.
I think it's grab your guitar, man. I think it's boogaloo time.
No, not
Rock and
yet.
roll.
Not yet. Larry, come on up here. Let's get some more pickers up here, and you guys go ahead and continue to play music. And
Kenny, would you like to say something? Well, I never did either, but I just knew him, boy. I tried to be like him. It was always competition, wasn't it? That was a competition, Harold and Kenny and myself.
There's two old timers over there right now.
And we got to get the old rock and rollers sing a song in a minute.